watching KWQC TV, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the Quad Cities, with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel, this is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, financial moments with Heidi. From benefits to retirement, estate planning, we are getting your money questions answered.
Plus, wine at the warehouse, a preview dinner, and the annual outdoor wine tasting. What to expect at the 2025 St. Ambrose Wine Festival.
And problem-solving houseplants. Whether you're looking for something pet-safe or low-maintenance, Wallace's Garden Center has you covered. It is Thursday, February 27th, and you're watching Quad Cities Live. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier alongside my co-host Kyle Keel, and we are starting with people who want to be plant parents but don't feel like they can for one reason or another.
That's me. Well, here with some examples of problem-solving plants is Kate Terrell from Wallace's Garden Center. Kate, welcome back. Always love having you on.
Hi, thanks. Well, it's that time of year.
Yeah.
Like, we're all thinking plants all the time.
Yeah, it is. So we want to talk about several different ways to kind of make plants easier for people to raise. So let's talk about pet-safe plants, because I think that shies a lot of people away who might have dogs or cats. They don't know what to get and what's safe. So down on your end, you got plenty of pet-safe plants.
I do, and that is probably the #1 question when people come into Wallace's for houseplants specifically. They say, I have a dog, I have a cat, an iguana. We've heard lots of different pets. And so they want to make sure that what they buy is not going to inadvertently make their pet sick, because 25% of all pet poisonings are from plants.
Wow.
And so you want to make sure you have something that that is going to be pet safe. So luckily there's a lot of plants out there. So there are a lot that are toxic and you can't have, but there is a really good selection. Some of my favorites, especially easier ones, spider plant, this watermelon peperomia is super fun.
Those look like watermelons. That's cute.
They do.
Yes, they do. Yes, they look like little watermelons. African violets, I mean, that's one of the most popular blooming houseplants.
Yeah.
And they're just fine. This is a calathea, or peacock plant is another name. And
Well, and can we look at the, can you hold up the pot that it's in right now?
it's got a little kitty planter.
But it's got a little kitty on it. It's adorable. And you saw, oh, let me hold it up.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
So cute.
There we go.
Morgan can't figure out her camera. But what's new, right?
You're doing great.
Yeah, that one's really, really pretty as well.
Yes, this is just a palm. This is just a little parlor palm, nice and full. It also takes low light. And so you can have just a variety. This is a ponytail palm.
I like that.
That is
one.
awesome.
That is cool.
It's really fun. It's also super low maintenance, takes low light. It's kind of one of those plants, really hard to kill.
Sure.
But also, and like
Yeah, sign me up.
cats love to play with this and like bat it around and mess with it. So just a really, really kind of great all-around plant. Our houseplant manager, this is her favorite houseplant. She loves ponytail palms.
Oh my gosh.
Even some succulents like these echeverias down in front, they are pet safe, and so if you have a need to not have something that needs to be watered all the time, those particular succulents are awesome, and they're on sale this weekend. All of our succulents and cactus are 30% off. So there's just a lot of really kind of fun, different sizes, different light levels. So you definitely can find pet-safe plants. If you're not sure, ask our staff. There's lots of articles online. I think we have some blogs about it on our website as well. So
you do,
But we want to keep our pets safe, so always check with us if you're not sure.
Yeah, it's nice to know that you can help with questions like that when people have them. You know what I mean? They're not on their own. And this one, not falling into that category, but this is very a timely option.
I know, it's almost March, and so we have our shamrocks in stock. So if you want to start getting ready to celebrate St. Patrick's Day,
that's cute.
We have our shamrocks. So just a great, fun little house plant that you can then move outside in the summer.
Are those easy to take care of?
They are easy to take care of. Yeah. The our hardest part is that they seem to sell out really quickly. So
yeah, I can imagine.
So we keep trying to get them in over and over again. And then over here, I've brought plants that are pretty much do great in low light situations. So a lot of us have, we want to put them in a room that just maybe doesn't get a ton of bright light, especially our bedrooms. Plants are great for filtering air, and we sleep better when we have plants in our room, but a lot of times we don't have all the light coming in there. So these guys are all really popular plants that are nice and low light.
That's good to know.
And
I like this one.
That is the money tree, which is a great
How about that?
plant. That's also a really good giftable plant because
Yeah.
it wishes someone good luck and good fortune.
this
So,
one right here.
you know,
Yeah,
if
I
someone
love
moves
that.
to a new home or starts a new job, that's a
I
fantastic.
have heard of that. People giving. I guess I just
Yes.
didn't know what it
Yeah.
looked like.
The
Yeah.
money tree. And then, of course, snake plants are really popular and trendy right now. That's the one in front of you, Kyle.
Oh, this one right
That
here.
Yes.
plant, low light, low water, just really, really low maintenance, easy peasy, no
You're
problem.
laughing at me because I have
No,
no idea.
so-
I'm
I have
glad-
no idea what these plants
No,
are called.
I'm laughing because I think I have 3 snake plants in my home, and that's precisely why. She's like, low
Yeah.
light, low water, don't have to do anything. It'll survive an apocalypse, and that's why I am the proud owner
Yeah.
of several snake
I need
plants.
to-
That
I need
is
to
a
invest
plant
in
They're
these
that-
as
cool.
well.
They look really
They
cool.
do. They
They
do.
are cool.
They're very nice.
Another option, if you do have low light, is we have, you can get kind of these really fun, kind of fairly attractive grow lights now.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
This is one that goes on a stake, and then you just stick it right in the pot with the plant.
Oh my
Kind
gosh.
of like a little umbrella, but
Sure.
so you can give light to your plants if you don't have enough. So
How often should we be doing that then?
most people will keep them on like 10 to 16 hours a day.
okay.
So like when you're not home,
Yeah,
you
sure.
know, put it on and then.
That's cool.
you
And you're
can-
right. It is like attractive. Like it's not like the old-fashioned
Right, it's
ones
not
where-
like
Yeah.
putting a big like
Yeah.
spotlight on your plant.
Right.
And doing that. Another cool tool that we sell a ton of is a moisture meter. If you're unsure about your watering, this little guy is an awesome tool that all of our employees have, and they use it. You stick it in the soil. It tells you what water level you're at and if you should water or not. So
Well, that is nice.
That's
it's
handy, yeah.
kind of a fail-safe if you are someone that just has a hard time
Yeah.
knowing when to actually water your plants.
That's really great. I love that idea. Hey, you've got different products here. You already talked about this succulents and the cacti sale this
Yes.
weekend. And then you're also doing half off hanging baskets.
That's right. So we have in our houseplant section, we have a lot of hanging plants. So a lot of ferns, bridal veil,
Wow, that's nice.
spider plants, Swedish ivy. So all of those house plants that are in hanging baskets are 50% off.
Ooh.
That's
So,
great.
That's a good deal.
So yeah, we ran it last weekend, and then this will be the last weekend for it. So, but that will include, like, we have a great Hoya over here in the pet safe plants. That would be included, and then
Okay.
lots of great ferns, and our spider plants are probably our most popular hangers right now. So, so just some great plants on sale, and then lots of these other guys that you can check out and ask for advice, and we'll get you the right plant for your spot.
All right, so go take advantage of those deals. And also, if you haven't already gotten Girl Scout cookies, you have the Girl Scout cookie booth as
Yes, we have a Girl Scout troop
That's
that's
so
going to be
cute.
there from 10 to 2 on Saturday.
Oh, they're going to love seeing you.
Selling cookies. So if you haven't gotten your fix yet, or if you've already gone through your first round,
Yes.
Like my house has, then you can
We've gone through
pick up
two.
I
another
have some in
couple
the
of
car.
boxes.
I have a lot. If anyone's looking, I have
Oh.
excess Thin Mints.
Shouldn't have known this information.
Yeah.
That. Well, Wallace's Garden Center is located on Devil's Glen Road in Bettendorf. We've got the address and phone number on your screen. And if you want updates for events at Wallace's, you can visit their Facebook page or their website, wallacesgardencenter.com. Kate, as always, thanks for joining
Yes.
us and letting us know about some easy plants that we can go grab and not kill.
Yeah, thanks.
Precisely. All right, thank you.
Keep it
Coming
real.
up on Quad Cities Live, we continue our series on Social Security benefits. Getting your questions answered. Our financial moment with Heidi is next. It is time now for our financial moment with Heidi, and we are continuing a series on Social Security benefits. Just a couple of weeks ago, our topic focused on spousal benefits, and today we're touching on Social Security claiming strategies if you are widowed. And our financial contributor, Heidi Hughes Camp Collins, is joining us in the studio now. Heidi, welcome back.
Good to be here.
Yes, thank you so much. So you say Social Security Administration employees, they are not necessarily trained on the best claiming strategies. So maybe not the best person to ask your questions.
Yeah, I mean, Social Security Administration folks are rock stars.
Yeah.
You know, if you go and you need to claim benefits, you know, at 67 or 65 or whatever the case may be, they will help you out. They can answer, you know, simple questions.
Right.
They can get you signed up. But when they get onboarded into the agency, they are not given training as far as the ways, claiming strategies to maximize your benefits over time.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have questions, people are kind of on their own.
Right, that's
which
not
is
necessarily their end
unfortunate.
goal. Yeah,
Right.
is strategizing for you, so that makes sense. Roughly how long does somebody have to have been married for this?
Sure. So you have to be married at least 9 months.
Okay.
Before you claim Social Security on your deceased spouse. But if it was an accident, that your deceased spouse had an accident, you can claim immediately.
Oh, wow.
You know, and we talked a couple weeks ago when we talked about spousal benefits that the state of Iowa does recognize common law marriage. State of Illinois does not.
Right.
But if you live in Iowa and, you know, the couple has been putting themselves out as a married couple and they've been together for 9 months, you know, claiming that they're together like that, then if you're married 9 months, you can start claiming on that deceased spouse.
In Iowa.
In Iowa.
Okay.
Yeah, not in Illinois.
Okay, interesting. So how old does somebody have to be in this instance to start claiming benefits?
Sure. So 60 is the normal age that you can start claiming benefits.
Okay.
And then 50 if you're disabled.
Okay.
But for either of those ages, you're going to get a lower benefit than if you wait later.
Okay.
So you can claim at 60 or 50 if you're disabled, but you are going to have a permanently lower benefit.
Right, and that is something that we've been talking about with you from the start. Like, regardless of if these are your benefits or if it's some sort of spousal benefit, it seems like chances are it's better to wait.
Yes.
In most of these instances. Okay, good to know. What about somebody getting remarried? Does that
Sure.
make a difference?
It absolutely does.
Okay.
So if you are over 60 years old and get remarried, guess what? You can claim on your deceased spouse.
Okay.
But if you're under 60 years old, you may not claim on your deceased spouse.
Okay.
When you get to 60. Now, if that new marriage, if you split up, then you can start claiming on the old deceased spouse.
Oh, wow. So yeah, lots of like different little intricacies and
Yes.
questions. And now I understand why you say, I mean, this would not be something that would be typically part of an onboarding process for somebody working with the Social Security Administration. Okay, so what if somebody's deceased spouse had very different benefit amounts from the person that is actually claiming? Does that make a difference?
It sure does.
Okay.
So if let's say that, Morgan, that you are married and your benefit on your personal wage history is a lot lower than that of your deceased spouse. Your best bet is to claim your own benefit at 62, which is the youngest that you can claim your own benefit,
Right.
and then allow your deceased spouse benefit to grow over the next years until you hit 67 is usually the maximum claiming age for boomers.
Okay.
For boomers, and so then you would quit claiming your benefit that you got at 62, and instead start claiming after your deceased spouse.
Oh, wow.
And that would be the maximum amount that you could get. So that would be how you maximize your benefit.
Yeah.
Now, if the opposite is true, and your benefit based on your wages is a lot higher than your deceased spouse, then what you would do is you would start claiming at 60 years old on your deceased spouse, which
Right.
is the youngest
Kind
you
of
can start
flip it.
claiming.
Yeah.
And then allow your benefit to grow and grow and grow until it reaches the maximum at age 70.
Okay.
And then turn off your deceased spouse and turn on your maximum benefit.
Truly strategies. Like,
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, interesting stuff. And if you want to learn more about the variety of services that Heidi can help with, I mean, we talk about different topics every single time she visits. Just visit her website, hhcinvestments.net, and you can see all of our previous segments by visiting kwqc.com. Click the tab for Quad Cities Live. You will find her there. Heidi, once again, thank you so much.
Good to be here.
Yes, absolutely. Still to come on QCL, the wine tasting at St. Ambrose University. It's coming up in May, but there are some really fun events leading up to the big day. We'll learn more about them next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Help make the future bright for students at St. Ambrose University by raising a glass, literally. The St. Ambrose Wine Festival is coming up this spring, but there are a couple of fun events leading up to it. Joining us with the details is Ann McIntyre, the Wine Festival Chair. Ann, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, we've been chatting already, and we've been having a good time, and we're about to have an even better time because we're talking about some really fun events. I look forward to having you guys on the show every year and sharing about these events because they are a lot of fun. They are very well attended.
Yes, they are.
This is all about raising money for scholarships. So just let's start there. Talk a little bit about the impact of these events for students.
Yeah, so this is our 24th year of having these events, which is kind of crazy. And we've raised a lot of money doing it. We've raised $2 million. And so every year we're trying to do more and more. And so this year our goal is to raise $100,000, which goes directly back into student scholarship funds. And 99% of the students at St. Ambrose qualify for some form of scholarship. So
do they really? Oh, wow. So this is super meaningful to most, if not all, of the students that go to St. Ambrose.
100%. Most of the students at St. Ambrose, both local and from afar, receive some form of help in financing their education.
Yeah, and it's got to feel good too to have so much community support because really it's like it's like our hometown school, St. Ambrose University.
100%. I think people forget that St. Ambrose produces graduates that stay and live and are part of our economy.
Yeah.
They help impact, the community as a whole.
They absolutely do, and we want them to stay, and we want them to feel like we want them here. So yeah, it's really fun to talk about these events, and we want to start with the one that's approaching just this weekend, which is the Wine at the Warehouse event. So describe that for us. I know a lot of people focus on the festival itself, which is coming up in May, but these two events we're about to talk about are also like an incredible time.
Yes, Wine at the Warehouse is this Saturday. It's at the Dimitri Wine and Spirits Warehouse in downtown Davenport, and it's a really fun, just informal event.
Yeah.
There's going to be probably 50 to 60 wines, some food from local restaurants. It's from 4 to 6. Just a nice, easy night. Something fun to do before maybe you go out for something after.
Yeah.
But it's the first of our series of 3 events that we have.
Yes, it is. And so it's kind of a more casual atmosphere for this one, as you mentioned. So how can people, do they need to sign up ahead of time or get tickets, or how does all of that work?
So if they want to buy tickets ahead of time, they're welcome to. They're available on our website, which is sau.edu/winefest. And they're $55 now, or they can buy them at the door. They're $65 at the door.
Okay, but I mean at this point, right? We're just a few days away.
Yes,
it's coming
close.
up on Saturday. It's close. Let's make those plans. Very cool. And then you have a more formal event coming up, which is the preview dinner, and that is Saturday, April 26th.
Yep, that is our sit-down dinner. We have a live and silent auction at that event. We also have a boutique wine auction where we raffle off some really hard-to-find bottles, really unique bottles that are, sought after by collectors.
Yeah. Okay, that's super exciting, especially for people who collect wines and care a lot about wines, which all of those people do come out for these events. So tell us about the wines that you brought here today, because each of these will be featured at different events.
So I brought 2. I brought a Chardonnay, which is a white. We're going to be having that this weekend. It's a fantastic wine. It's great. It's really easy to drink. This other one I brought with me is actually it's called L'Storia by Trentadue, and it's from our featured vintner who will be discussing his wine journey at the preview dinner. So it's like we're going through a storytelling of his background and his wine development during that event.
Okay.
And so it's really fantastic.
And we're going to try that.
Yes, we are.
So I'm going to let you pour.
Really great.
It stresses me out to pour things on live TV, so we're going to put that on you, Ann.
This is going to be paired with dessert that night. We have quite a few different reds that he wants to display, and whites as well, but they're each paired with an appropriate meal. It's kind of like a story being told.
I joke around about it, but that's a good event to really know what you like.
100%.
Obviously, you're going to go and they want you to try new things and see if you can kind of expand your palate in that sense. But there's so much that is offered at this event that it would be unwise to not go in with a plan.
100%. The smartest people at the actual event will get the book, the little pamphlet we have that has all of the wines listed, and they'll go through it and see what they know and what they like, and then they'll map out a way to work through all of them. So it can be a fun event for people who are new to the wine scene as well, because there's such a great selection. You can sort of figure it out that day too.
You really can. You can figure out what you like. I remember being there, I think it was just the spring of 2024, and I'm like taking photos on my phone because some of these wines like I've never heard of. The grocery store that you frequent, you don't see that wine necessarily there. So they can be harder to come by, which is what makes it so special. There's also a lot of food at that event.
Yes, there is. It's just a fun, really nice way to springboard into summer.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the preview dinner, which is different, of course, that, as we mentioned, is coming up on a Saturday in April. I believe I said the 26th. So as far as that is concerned, it's more upscale. Like, how are we dressing? It's a little bit more glamorous.
It's black tie optional.
It's black tie optional.
Some of our attendees will be in black tie, and some will just be dressed up for a really fun night.
Yes.
So,
okay.
We have 10 really good live auction items. Every year they vary. We've got some really good game tickets, I will say. We've got some cabins that are going to go up this year. Some kind of unique events that are hard to get your hands on.
Very cool.
People can go on their own, so you can go with a friend.
That was my next question. Yeah.
Or you can buy a table.
Okay. So if you want to get a big group of people together
100%.
and have this really fancy evening, you can buy an entire table with all your friends or your family members, or you can just buy your own tickets.
Correct, and you can just sit with a group of people that way. So.
Okay, wonderful and good to know. And the Wine Tasting Festival, that is Saturday, May 17th. That is on campus at St. Ambrose, and that is an outdoor event. And I don't think I've been when it's rained before. It was a non-issue. The way that the tent is set up and everything, it just doesn't really matter.
So our backup plan always is to have it in the Rogalski Center ballroom, and we've only had to do that one time.
Right.
It's always a last-minute call, but somehow the weather always turns out for us, and it works out. And we have it outdoors, and usually it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's usually beautiful, but we'll knock on QCL wood table here for that. So again, the events that we talked about today, they are Wine at the Warehouse, which is this Saturday, March 1st, the preview dinner on April 26th, and the wine tasting, which is May 17th. Tickets, as Ann mentioned, can be purchased by heading to the website right there at the top of your screen, which is sau.edu/winefest. Easy to remember. And thank you for joining us.
You're so welcome.
And thank you for bringing wine. That is always appreciated.
Absolutely.
Much more to come in our next half hour of Quad Cities Live, including details on the annual Art Off the Wall fundraiser for the Figge Art Museum, plus a preview of Giants Rising, the final movie in River Action's QC environmental film series. And we are getting warmer by the end of this week before things cool down just in time for March. Meteorologist Kyle Keel will join us with your first alert forecast next.
And now your first alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Keel.
Well, it has certainly been kind of a breezy day across eastern Iowa and western Illinois. Our Everywhere Camera Network certainly highlights that in Dubuque. The camera zoomed down to the flags. They are flapping horizontally today, and they will continue to do that tomorrow as well, because we do have another windy day ahead. In fact, there is a wind advisory out for much of the KWQC viewing area. Technically, this is in effect in the Quad Cities as well. I'll explain this pink shading in a moment, but this goes into effect at 10 a.m., continues until 6 p.m. We're talking wind gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour, and also with all the dry air that we've had around lately, the dry weather overall, the rain we've got in the last couple of days just hasn't done much to put a dent in the drought. So with the low relative humidity, the dry ground, and the very gusty winds, we'd have a red flag warning or a fire weather warning in effect also through the afternoon and early evening hours on Fridays. So for that reason, we've hoisted a first alert day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. for those wind gusts, increasing that fire risk as well. So hold off on any outdoor burning if you had any plans to do that here over the next couple of days. We want to hold off until a less windy day. Certainly plenty of that wind out there. We've got those winds sustained right now, anywhere from 15 to almost 30 miles per hour, gusting up to 40 at times today. And yeah, it might be a little windier here heading into tomorrow. But hey, at least temperatures not too bad, right around 50 degrees across the entire viewing area. And we'll kind of be a little warmer here as we head into tomorrow, as we will get a southerly wind in here, at least for the first part of the day. Any rain and snow well off to our east into portions of Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. Winter storm happening in the northeast. All quiet here over the next 24 hours, I guess, aside from the wind. Wind might die down just a little bit tonight, but I want you to take note of the temperatures here overnight while you're sleeping. We'll have temperatures that inch up closer to 40 degrees here towards sunrise, which means a very warm start to the day, and then highs tomorrow We'll likely get into the upper 50s to the lower 60s. It all depends on the timing of a cold front. So I think our northern hometowns will be a little bit cooler than our southern hometowns. But you can see the wind screaming here today. That's going to continue here through the evening hours. We'll have a clear sky for the first part of the overnight hours and really, I guess, through much of the night. I'll start off the day on Friday with some sunshine, but we will notice some clouds here through the afternoon hours as that cold front moves through. Might be a couple of sprinkles here to the north, but overall, the big story is going to be those winds, which will eventually switch to the west and northwest. And once that happens, that's where those temperatures will level off just a bit. So farther south, I think we'll have highs in the mid 60s. Farther north, we're probably going to be in the low to mid 50s and kind of right in between here in the Quad Cities. We'll keep some clouds around here as we head Friday night into Saturday. Notice a few returns of snow here. Could see a couple of flurries embedded with this colder air and the cloud cover that does move in. But notice those winds straight out of the north here as we head into Saturday. So it's certainly going to be a little bit on the chilly side, and we'll continue with the potential for some cooler weather, seasonable weather here heading into early next week. Monday, kind of a change here. We're adding a chance for maybe a light wintry mix early in the morning. Right now, it doesn't look too impactful. And then we're tracking a more potent storm, a stronger storm here heading into Tuesday and Wednesday. And that promises to bring a good dose of rain to the viewing area. But here's the updated 7-day forecast. We're likely going to be down in the 30s here on Wednesday, so we might change some of that rain over to some snow. The temperatures are a little bit in flux here later next week. So stay with the KWQC First Alert Weather Team for continued updates. But, you know, for March standards, that's not too bad, but we're pretty used to those weather extremes. You know, Morgan, you were commenting on the 50s to the 30s next week.
Yeah.
That's March for us, I guess. So we'll have to see how things play out over the next week.
Absolutely. Well, our next guest coming up, we're hanging out here in the studio, and she said, oh no, not again.
Not again.
So that's kind of how we all feel, and I think we'll feel that way through probably early April, because that's just the way it shakes out. Like, it's up and down. It's
up and down, yeah. We've definitely got the weather whiplash going on.
We do. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Still to come on QCL, a special fundraiser benefiting the Figge Art Museum. We'll learn more about art off the wall after the break.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Whether you are an avid art lover looking to add to your collection or just getting started, you don't want to miss the upcoming Art Off the Wall fundraiser at the Figge. Joining us now is Figge Membership Coordinator Emma Hughes. Emma, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, we're so excited to have you. This is a really fun event to talk about. I remember learning about it when you were on the show just last year. So Art Off the Wall. It is from 11 to 1 on Sunday, March 16th, so right before St. Patrick's Day. It's at the Figge, of course. What's it all about?
Yes, so Art Off the Wall is sort of our signature art auction event. It's mainly a silent auction event where we have lots and lots of big variety of silent auction items.
Yes.
We've also got a few really exciting live auction pieces and one raffle item that you can try your luck at sort of whatever catches your eye, but it's a really great time. It's a brunch event, so we've got brunch bites, our bar is open. It's a really great time.
It is, and you know, that was kind of goes along with my next question is what makes this event so unique compared to maybe some of the other events that we've attended at the Figge?
Yeah, so at the Figge, we're all about, you know, bringing art and people together, and usually that means us showcasing our art collection, inviting the community to come see it. But this time, we want them to take some of that artistry home with them and have it at home. And we've got such a big variety for this event. We have over 100 pieces up for auction.
Wow.
And it's, you know, we've got big, small, quirky, traditional paintings, pottery. We've got some jewelry. It's really a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And you can even, if you go, and which we'll show you at the end of the segment here today, but if you go online and to buy your tickets, you'll also see a link where you can look at everything that is part of the silent auction ahead of time, which is really, really nice. You brought some pieces with you here today.
Yes.
So let's start with closest to you. These are really cool pieces.
Yes, so this is a set by Kimberly Rocca. She's got a lot of pieces in Iowa galleries and a few across the country. This is some of our mixed media work. We've got a lot of cool mixed media pieces, but this is Brio 19 and Brio 3. It's made of foil. Kimberly Rocca does a lot of recycled items for her
really
artistry.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and these are great for, I think there's like desktop artwork and stuff to color up your at-home desk or your workspace.
Yeah.
And then obviously with the bigger items, you know, fill a space in your living room wall. But these
Yeah.
will be really nice for that.
Absolutely. And then this piece here, a little bit
Yes.
larger.
Yes, so this is
Beautiful photography.
Oh my gosh, yes. So this is a local photographer named Erling Larson III. And he has a whole series of photos of the I-74 bridge in the auction this year. This one's one of my favorites, so I decided to
Yeah.
bring this one in.
It is beautiful, and you know what? It's like he's captured it so beautifully. It's something that I think we all try and do. You know, when we take the bike path, and we're like, I got to get a picture of this. This is so cool. But I mean, this is clearly talent. And then you brought the raffle item.
Yes,
here,
so
and this is gorgeous.
The vase in the middle is our raffle item. It's called Pat's Hummingbird by Pat Bereskin and Steve Sinner. So Steve Sinner turned this maple wood vase, and Pat Bereskin decorated the outside with these intricate designs.
Oh
it's
my
ink and it's metallic
goodness.
paint. And all around, it is gorgeous.
That is a stunning piece.
Yes.
We've had Pat on numerous times, of
Yes.
course. And I know she teaches over at the Figge Art Museum. Just two people who are immensely talented. So this would be something to win,
Yes.
for sure. So let's talk more about the event and kind of how it supports the museum's mission, which you already stated, bringing art and people together.
Yes, so every piece of artwork in this at this event is generously donated by either somebody from the community or a local artist who has created something and wanted to use it to help support the Figge.
Yeah.
So because all of the art is donated, we can use the proceeds to enhance our programming. And there's so much that goes into putting an exhibition up or, you know, making education programs available and accessible to students. And
Yeah.
so with an event like this, we can help support those programs and raise money for them and still throw a big fun event for art lovers all at the same time. So it's really special.
Yeah, it is incredibly special. And something that I noticed when I was kind of looking through some of these the pieces up for silent auction, as many of the artists are local or regional, which I also think is just very, very cool.
Yeah, we have got a great community of local artists in the Quad Cities.
You do.
Nearly half of the pieces in the art auction this year are from local artists, and just the wide variety of things that they put together, and yeah, just the breadth of the work is so impressive, and we're really lucky to be in a space like that.
There is so much variety. I can't even explain it. So much to see. It's very cool. Now, a lot of people will go, well, this event may not be for me because I don't really know that much about art. It's kind of like the person that says, like, I don't know if I should go to the art museum because will I even understand what I'm looking at? So what would you say to somebody that is kind of like, well, I'd like to go, but you know, maybe this isn't right for me because I don't know anything about art?
Yeah, I mean, I think that anybody can come to appreciate art, whether it be something that's in the museum, hung up in the galleries, or something like this that they can take home with them.
Yeah.
They're also, I really can't stress the variety. There's so much stuff. And so I would say if you're coming for the first time, give it a shot, see what you like. There's gonna be, everything is so different and so niche, and so there's gonna be something good.
Yeah.
And worst case scenario, you have a bite to eat, you have a drink, it's a good time either way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, you know, when you're looking at a piece of art, that's the only thing that it's about is your point of view and whether or not you like it and if it speaks to you. And you may find something there that does, and you can take it home and start a little collection.
Yeah.
So
yeah, with so much stuff, it's a really great way to start your collection. It's a really great way to add to your collection.
Yeah.
You know, there's lots of stuff there.
it's an absolutely fabulous event. Art Off the Wall, the fundraiser benefiting the Figge Art Museum, is from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday, March 16th. To purchase your tickets, just visit FiggeArtMuseum.org and click on the events calendar. You'll find everything you need there. Emma, as always, amazing job. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Up next, we've got a preview of Giants Rising, the final movie in River Action's QC Environmental Film Series. We'll learn more about it after the break. Coming up tomorrow on Quad Cities Live, Crafted, a QC cocktail competition. We'll learn more about the event hosted by Mississippi River Distilling Company, where 12 local establishments will compete for first place.
And we'll be coming to you live from the 2025 Quad City Regional Auto Show. The annual event kicks off tomorrow and runs through the weekend at Event Expo in East Moline. That and much more tomorrow on a Friday edition of QCO. Well, the 6th and final film in the QC Environmental Film Series will be presented on Sunday at the Galvin Fine Arts Center on the campus of St. Ambrose University.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
And here with more on that series is the film series organizer, I should say, Kristen Berggren, along with Greta Solbrig, who is an intern at River Action. So yes, welcome, Greta. Thanks for chatting with us today. And Kristen, welcome back.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been super successful.
It has. We'd love to hear that.
Yeah, very cool. Remind people about what this series is all about. It's been going on for a number of years now, but from what it sounds like, it continues to get more and more popular.
Right. This is our 6th year, and we've really built a film series fan base, we like to say.
Yeah.
So we just bring really important environmental movies that are inspiring, and we hope people go away, take a message, and take that message back to the light and helping protect our planet and taking care of each other. So
yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad that it's been so successful. And Greta, you've been involved in the film series, and as we mentioned, you're an intern with River Action. So how did you get involved with River Action, and why did you want to be a part of this film series?
Yeah, so I actually started as a presenter through St. Ambrose when I was a student. I presented a film last year, and then I got to know more about River Action, wanted to stay involved. And now it's kind of a full circle moment because I'm on the committee and working at River Action, so I get to see the behind the scenes, which is really cool.
That is very cool. And Kristen, I mean, you've talked about this, that you all try and partner with student organizations, whether it is high school, whether it is college level, environmental organizations, and that is exactly what has happened throughout this entire series. And in fact, you're partnering with Green Life, which is St. Ambrose University's environmental group. So talk a little bit about how they're getting involved.
Right. So so each environmental club, then they have certain hosting duties, and they learn how to promote the film in their campus and in the community, and that's why they come here, which is really important. And then that day they are also the MCs, and they facilitate the Q&A. And Greta's just a perfect example. One reason why I like to do this, because we gave them great experiences, and they find out about other opportunities with these organizations that sponsor the film series, and things like this happen. So
yeah, because you were part of this organization, weren't you?
I was, yes. I was in Green Life all 4 years of my time at St. Ambrose, and I was actually the president my last year.
Wonderful.
Yeah, great organization.
Yeah, and we're seeing some photos on your screen right now of the Green Life Club. They're doing their thing here across the Quad Cities. So what a great organization to be part of. So Kristen, we want to talk more about the documentary that's going to be shown this weekend. It's called Giants Rising.
Yes. So we've had 5 amazing movies, but we saved the best for last. So this is...
There's a teaser for you.
It absolutely is. Speaking of teasers, I believe that we have one that we can play for everybody right now.
Let's listen.
We are so close to being able to decode many of the mysteries about the biology of coast redwood forests.
It may shed some light as to the nature of longevity in human systems.
Multiple trunks are all interacting and communicating underground. Things are much more interconnected than we think.
The biggest threat redwood forests face today is the legacy of logging that they're still struggling to overcome.
The warming temperatures and the increase in fire, that is a situation that the redwoods might not be able to withstand.
Well, it looks like an amazing film. And after the film, there is typically a reflection speaker. You've had panels as well after some of the films. So this is very exciting. Kristen, who are we going to hear from on Sunday?
We are going to hear from Lisa Landers, who's the director and producer of this movie. She's had 20 years of making documentaries. She's worked for the Smithsonian and National Geographic, and she just produced this beautiful film that we're going to get to see. So
that is an amazing opportunity. Which, I mean, we've had most of the film screenings at the Figge Art Museum, which is a beautiful place to do that. But this is really going to lend itself to what I'm expecting is going to be quite a crowd.
Right. We decided we needed a bigger boat for this one. So, because we have been filling up the Figge Theater, and we really appreciate being there. But we knew that this movie was going to attract a lot of people.
just seeing a teaser, so you can listen to the director and producer of the show afterwards. But before, you've got a little fair going on. It's the Arts, Writing, and Ecology Fair happening in the lobby.
Yes. So the movie, one thing I loved about this movie, it starts off with the awe and wonder of being in the presence of these ancient giants. So we took the awe, arts, writing, and ecology.
Oh, I see.
Very creative.
What you did there, yeah.
Right. So we have a tabling event before that. I have conservation groups, parks, and also some displays of nature-inspired photographs and paintings. And so, so we kind of blend that all in. And I want to mention too that our director is staying for the next day. We arranged for her to be here. It's such a special event, so she can talk to students at Augie and St. Ambrose.
Oh my goodness, that is very cool.
Opportunity.
Yeah, it's very cool, and it must be really cool for you, Greta, just to be a part of this and have a hand in making it all happen, because it has been such a success this year.
It has, yeah. It's such a memorable experience, and I've met so many cool people through this experience too, and being on the committee and seeing the behind the scenes work is so special, and now I know how much it takes to really run one of these operations. It's a lot.
Absolutely.
All right, well, you can watch Giants Rising, The Secrets and Superpowers of the Redwoods this Sunday, March 2nd at 3 o'clock at the Galvin Fine Arts Center. For tickets, visit riveraction.org/film series. Kristen, Greta, thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Absolutely, and thank you so much for watching.
Your local news at 4 is coming up next. Have a great evening.